What is going on, guys? Coming to you with another video. I actually was supposed to drop this video yesterday, but in the editing process I totally jacked up, so coming to you with a day later. This series is going to be focused on each position and the teams I feel you can have the most success on in my career, getting really good stats, and also winning a championship. So this series is going to be focused on that. I'm going to do every position. Then I'm going to do another series of just every position and you just being like the most dominant my player freaking ever, right? So let's get to it. First off, we got Patrick Beverley and the Los Angeles Clippers, right? So I actually like Patrick Beverley, but you're looking at this team. You have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Lou Williams, Harrell. This team is really deep. You got a lot of players that can hit open shots. So you come in as a point guard, you beat your man and somebody has to help up. You got Lob City with Harrell. You can also kick it out to Kawhi. You can kick it out to PG. You can run pick and rolls with those two guys. You can have those guys cut. And plus they're going to play lockdown defense. So when they're out there getting steals and they're out there just disrupting the offense, guess what? You're out on the break. Easy money. Like you can really, take over with this team. And of course, if you want them to pretty much average like 20 points a game, you can do that. But I really, really like that team. So next up, we got the Dallas Mavericks, J.J. Barea and DeLon Wright. What I like about this team is that they have Doncic, who is, man, that dude is nasty. I like this kid. And then you got the unicorn, Porzingis. I like what they can do. And also, I think you have Tim Hardaway Jr. on this team. So you got some guys, all three of them can hit a shot, right? So this team is not as good as the Clippers, don't get me wrong. But they have a lot of potential. They can make some noise. They can really make some noise, especially, you coming in with your my player just dominating. Of course you're gonna be there in the end. Like, you're the player. You're running the show. You can really dominate. Porzingis is gonna be able to give you 20 and 10. Doncic is gonna be able to give you 25 and 5. And that's all you need. That's a big three. And then you come in with whatever gaudy stats that your my player has, and there you go, right there. So next up, we got the Indiana Pacers. They got Malcolm Brogdon, I think, listed right now as a starter. Yeah, Oladipo, Sabonis, Miles Turner. I see a lot of potential with those. I see pick and roll city with those two bigs. I see being able to kick it out to Oladipo and Lob City with Oladipo, because let's not forget Oladipo is like one of the most athletic guards in the NBA right now. He's a really good defender. That team is deep and is solid. Outside of Oladipo getting hurt last year, they realistically may have been able to push virtually every team in the East to a Game 7. So I actually like that team. And then you're bringing your my player there. You're going to be probably in the 90s about time the playoffs get here. So you're really going to be able to dominate. I mean, you just look at what you do, in previous years with a my player and just dominate. Just take that same thing with this team. It's deep, it's loaded. It's not as it doesn't have probably the overall ratings like the Clippers, but you'll be able to dominate and take over a lot more with this team and have the stats to pretty much back up, being like rated as the best player in the league or winning defensive player of the year, MVPs, and you probably have more leeway to just dominate because you don't have to, blatantly ignore, other players that have high or higher ratings like a Kawhi or PG-13, those guys. And then, of course, you got Brogdon. You'll be putting him to the bench, and then, he'll be able to make a shot. Because I actually like Brogdon. I think he's a really good player, And then Oladipo, he's a pretty good shooter from three. Miles Turner is pretty solid. I'm not too sure what his post game is like, but I've always seen steady progression in him ever since he's been in the league. So I feel as if he'll be something that you can take advantage of. And Sabonis, I'm pretty sure Sabonis can actually knock down a 3 or 2. I'm not really sure. I got to actually watch film on him. So next up, we got the San Antonio Spurs, right? We got DeJounte Murray. All right. So I'm actually excited to see what the Spurs are going to do now. They got these two guys, Murray and their shooting guard, I can't remember his name, White, I think last name White, coming back this year. But again, this is Mycareer, and we're looking at teams that we can plug up our player to at the position and take over and try to win the ship. And, you know, get that MVP and Defensive Player of the Year and everything, right? So you got Murray, and then you got Patty Mills, right? You can take those positions. You know, you can take that position. And then you just make the team deeper, right? So you got Aldridge with like an 88 overall, pick and roll. He can knock down the J. He can finish at the rim. Then you got DeMar DeRozan, pick and roll. He can hit a midi. 3-pointers. He does take 3-pointers. I mean, he's not gonna probably get you every freaking assist that you want. And then you got Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay can get a bucket, right? Rudy Gay can get a bucket. We know he can get a bucket. And then of course at shooting guard, you got the white guy. So I actually like this team. And then, you know, because you put DeJounte and Patty Mills deeper into the rotation, when you sub out some of your starters, those guys are now coming in to play with you, and Patty can hit a 3. Murray, I think he's more of the defensive guy and a finisher, but he's also 6'5" as a point guard, so he'll really be able to finish. And then you'll probably be able to move to the 2, and then you can just chug away, you know, get your stats up while the other starters are out, and you don't have to just ignore them. So I really like what you can do with the Spurs, because the Spurs are a really deep team. You know, they would have made a lot more noise last year, but they were pretty much beaten. You know, they were hurt. They were missing their and their number 1 point guard, number 1 shooting guard. So you can get on this team and make a lot of noise. And of course, I'm gonna redo this series once the actual 2K20 comes out. And you know, if you're still listening, man, please throw me a like, a comment, you know, subscribe, share with your friends, share it on any platform. You know, I appreciate the support. I want to continue to make videos that are more friendly and more oriented towards, you know, the actual players and not all this kind of like cheesing and stuff like that. I'm not really a cheeser, you know. So next up, we got the Pistons, right? Reggie Jackson and D Rose. I am a huge D Rose fan. All right. MVP Rose, the dude hit a game winner on my boy Kobe, Kobe is my favorite player of all time I've ever mentioned before. But again, you got Blake Griffin and Drummond down there. Man, I can see, honestly, like averaging 15 assists with a team like that. Pick and roll 24/7. But, you know, I like if I'm making point guards, I like to make a point guard with a team that has 2 solid bigs, because I like a realistic gameplay when I play Mycareer. I like to really I'm going to have gaudy stats, right? But I also like to see my other guys shine. I don't know why. You know, I'm not really out there just pick and roll all day, because sometimes I don't feel like doing, sometimes I'm going to have to look away from the screen, and if the ball's in my hand, you know, shot clock is going out, you know, and I'm not really paying attention, turnover. All right, so I actually like to see the other guys eat too while I'm, you know, destroying my opponent. So I can see you dropping 30 and 15 easily, like without doing any work, because literally it's pick and roll, lob city. Like Blake Griffin is going to finish, Drummond is going to finish, and they're going to get offensive rebounds and kick it back out to you for the 3. And then when they're rebounding, because you won't be able to rebound over them, so you can just really just catch out on the fast breaks, lob it up to the small forward or whatever guy is down there with you. And then you'll have D Rose more than likely probably be a shooting guard at this point. And then you have D Rose coming off the bench as a 80-81. When Reggie Jackson's like an 80-81. So you got those 2 guys coming off the bench, and they'll be able to knock down a 3. Oh man, I can just see so much potential with this team. And of course, they're out east. You gotta compete with Philly. You gotta compete with the Pacers. You gotta compete with the Bucks. But I really like what this team can do. They can make some noise if you plug in Mycareer. But that's all I got, guys. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.